How's it going, guys, and welcome to this week's View It For Me video. Just reviews made pretty easy, where I just review anything, everything, things that get sent out, things that you choose, things that I choose, and yeah, just give you a rough idea on what things are like, from my experience. Anyway, these guys, it's Crashpad swag. It's the hybrid one. I do work with them every now and then. They're good company. Good fella to deal with as well. So I've had 3 of their swags now. I had the double when obviously I was with Bree, then went solo again, so then I went to their single. All been great swags, but for the last year or so I've been running the hybrid. Reason being, it's awesome. Simple as that. But the biggest reason is I use this for my boat, I use this for quad camp trips, and I also use it for the ute. But what I do with the ute is I use this as a rooftop tent. So that's why I wanted to go the design with the 4 doors, how it sets up. But yeah, I do have a build video on that, so I'll leave a link up top for you and you can jump on and check out that. And that's when, yeah, we built the platform and that and turned her into a rooftop tent as well. Anyway, get to it. So the width of these things, 1250 wide from there to there. The height is roughly about 900 high. Length of it is 1200 from there to there, so good size. Doubles of theirs are, I think they're 2 meters long by 1500 wide. So this is in between the double of theirs and the single, for those who are wondering. The single is 1 meter wide by 2 meters or whatnot. This here is just brilliant. Yeah, it really is. It's a good overall. It's not too big, it's not too small. So anyway, first things first, guys, whenever you get a swag, the first thing you really got to do is hose it, and I mean soak it. Just soak the thing. Take your mattress out if you got to. I always recommend taking them out and then just soak the whole thing. Coat it and wait till it really dries out. And I don't just do this when I first get a swag neither. I'll do this because I live in the trailer most times, and I use the swag when I'm taking off in the ute or quad or whatnot. So if it's been sitting there for a little bit, I like to give it another good soak. What it does is it just, all your stitching and stuff like that, your little pinholes that there might be from manufacturer, it just shrinks, that's all it does. So, and it, yeah, like seasons it. So yeah, it makes a difference. It could be between, you know, the difference between having a water bed or having a dry bed. Anyway, come around. So it does have the 4 big windows. It has 2 on either side, which are brilliant. One reason why I like it is because if it is a bit wet and it's raining, I only have to open that one section, quickly crawl straight into bed, and that's it. Just zip him up, the rest can stay shut. So a bit more of a less chance of rain coming in. Also because the flap up top does lift up, so it acts like a bit of an awning when you're getting in. But that's what I like about this, especially being up on the rooftop, up top when I've got it up on the ute. Good waterproof features. So when you are zipping it up, it's got a flap on the door itself that goes over the zip. But not only that, you got these on each sides of the doors, so your flaps, whatever you want to call them, that velcros to it. So there's an extra cover that goes over the whole thing, over the whole zip. Now probably 2 biggest reasons why a lot of them would leak is because people just not really setting them up properly too. They're letting them sag, you know, they're not pulling them out, they're not hooking them up with ropes. Then they got a chance, if it does rain, water can sit in it. That's the worst thing about stuff like this, worst thing about anything. Water starts pooling, it's either going to leak, or if it does in an awning, it's going to collapse on you. So I just suggest, you know, take time, set it up properly, you know. Best thing about this is there's no such thing as sag. You do got to set up another pole, but it's like when it's set up, nowhere for water to sit in it, nowhere for it to sag or anything. So that's a bit of a bonus as well. I just did a quad trip, and saying you know, peg it out, set it up properly. I didn't even peg it out. I had the gear in there, so I wasn't going to blow anywhere, but it rain come down, had a bit of a tarp over the top, but she didn't leak or anything. Hasn't leaked on me, and I think I went on another wet season mission, just camping out of the ute, and I think I was in it for about, it'd be 2 months I end up having this one for, because I end up doing the build for it about 2 months into the trip, so all up it was about a 4-month trip, but yeah. And she went good, and we did cop a lot of rain back over on the east coast that year, so take yours inside. Give you an idea of the space. So that's me laying down. You know, if you're wondering, can I get this swag and can it be used for 2 people? Yes, it can. It can definitely fit 2 people in there quite comfortably as well. And even if you are a single traveller with your pooch, well, it can fit you and your pooch in there as well quite easy. Hey gear, yes. But yeah, so up the end there, you can see there's 2 pillows side by side, so that gives you an idea as well. They fit in there quite easily. You got a window up either end. There's just that much ventilation on this thing. You can open up all 4 windows and just have the flies down. Then you got the other 2 on your foot end and your head end that you can also open up. You got these pockets at all 4 corners. Pretty common thing in swags, I think. You know, keys, torch, whatever you want to throw in. A bit of a charging pack for your stuff, for your light, or I run a fan up one end. I can't go without a fan in a swag. It can make the difference between a real uncomfortable sticky night as to like a good night's sleep. Especially if you're in mosquito country, sandfly country, you want to have these flies down. You really do notice the difference between when the flies are down and when they're up, because they do stop a lot of wind coming through the mesh. But when you have a fan in there, and I put mine up the end so it sits in front of that window, it just sucks the nice air from outside and blows it over you. Because it is summer, I just got me like a bit of a cover, so if it does happen to get cool in the middle of the night, I just got something to throw on me. But yeah, most times I actually do have the Crashpad sleeping bag as well in here, which I can roll. For those who want to know, I can roll the pillows, the Crashpad sleeping bag, plus I have a sheet on there. Roll now. It's not a 5-minute roll. It takes me a bit, like, you know, I roll it up properly. Another tip, guys, when you're rolling your swag up, always roll towards the strap. That way you're not going to roll it and think, oh shit, I've rolled it the wrong way, and then have to unroll it because you can't strap it up. So this is where my straps are, they're going underneath. I'm going to start from that end and roll towards them, then I can strap it up. Pillows are up this end, so I'm going to put a lot of pressure on them, push out that air. Always crack me vents out, like doors open a bit, so it helps push the air out as I roll it. Really just pinch it. This one's doable. When you got a double swag, it takes me a bit longer, but it's all about preparation. Pack it all in, roll it as flat as you can. I find with this Crashpad bag, it's got like caps on the end, so I like to zip a bit up. Bring him over the top, flip him up the other way. Make sure your bottom's unzipped to the other end. Done. Leave a bit open and pop all the poles in. Now it's real loose at the moment, but that's because I've got me summertime blanket, remember? So when I put the rest in, it's a bit more tighter, but it fits in. It's just ready to unroll. Everything's in there. I don't got to go searching for me pillows or blankets or nothing. It's just all in there ready to go. Also, it's a bonus too, because when it is raining, I can crack the window open up either end. And I have it just so it's open up so far. From the top it's open so far, then you got these flaps on the outside. It's going to stop any rain going in, but still you're going to get a bit of airflow going through there as well. So it does have like your standard poles, swag poles, so it has 3 lots, so you do got to put an extra pole in the center in, but it is well worth it because it really does stop it from sagging on you. Like I said, it stops the rain from pooling up on you. It has a lot of advantages. So you got 3 of them, one each on the outside, one in the middle. Then you got these poles. So they just open up. They like got a sliding mechanism in them. You pull them out, clip it down, and they're tight again. And they tighten up in like spreader bars. So it doesn't sag anywhere on this thing. Even if you don't have the end pegs in, it just doesn't sag. I do like it. Like I said, I recommend just set them up properly, no matter what you got. That way you know you're going to have a dry night if it is raining or not sagging on you. Yeah, so my personal opinion, I do like it. You know, swag's swag, whatever you want to get, roll with, that's whatever you want to choose. You know, I've gone through quite a few swags in my time, definitely, and there are some good swags out there. Definitely, it all just comes down to the little things they do to their swags, you know, that are going to make you choose to go that way. Like, and the biggest thing for me was going this way was that the hybrid was the fact that it had your 2 doors on each side. When it is up on top of the ute, it makes it easy to access. I'm only having to open up that 1 door if it is coming down with rain. So all them little things, all them little things are just go-to points for me. Another thing too, swag poles. Now, if you haven't broken one, you're not doing it right. They're gonna break, I guarantee you. No matter what swag I've had, I've broken poles. I probably do it more often because they're not going to have the comfortablest trip. They're always living on the road with you, so they're vibrating, they're shaking, whatever you got. But I have broken a couple of poles, but I will tell you what I use when I do keep spares. But what I mainly keep is a bit of copper pipe. So I've got a length of it. What I do is I chop them up into bits that are probably about 15 centimeters long. Now I get the size for you, like it's a little bit bigger than the poles, but I get a size that's going to fit okay. Put each end in, bash it down, and that just, it won't kink on you, won't do nothing. Now I've tried duct tape, I've tried zippy ties, I've tried using hose, the thick plastic hose, everything you can think of, and no matter what, when you get it on that bend, she just goes. So the copper pipe, the only thing with the copper pipe is, you know how they put together by that little elastic band in the center, which that's something else we'll talk about. Well, that there, you got to cut that to obviously get your copper pipe on there, because especially if you got the curvy poles, the bit of pipe just won't fit around that curvy edge. Yeah, unless you cut it shorter, but I found that 15 or so long is a good length. It holds onto it good. Now, the reason why I think they snap, this is my personal thing as well, is that little elastic band in the center. I'll try and dry it out as much as I can, but you get the humidity in that up here, and when they are set up for a long time, if it is raining, I reckon that bit of cord in the center just can't dry out properly, holds the moisture, and it just somehow reacts with the alley poles or whatever, especially around where it joins, and it's usually the female end, and it'll just crack. So whether that moisture constantly inside there, just and the pressure, you know, they're on a fair bit of pressure, but I just reckon it slowly eats away at it and just, yeah, lets go because of the moisture. That's what I'm putting it down to anyway. It is a brilliant swag. Like I said, it all comes down to personal choice, but they're the reasons why I went with this, and like, they are a good mob to deal with as well, you know. I have a bit of their gear. I have a fair bit of their bags, which I'll do reviews on them as well for you, because I'm a big fan of soft bags and not drawer systems. So I'm always changing stuff up, and they're easy to change up. But anyway, that's her. Any questions, guys, just leave them in the comment section, and like I said, if you see anything else around camp, just give us a holler, and I'll have a look into it, do a little review on it for you. Too easy, guys. I'm getting keen to head out on a quad bike trip again. Then catches, eh?